Good evening, everybody. This is Jason the Nice One, and welcome to the channel. I'm so very happy to be here. Hope that you're all having a great Sunday evening and you had a great weekend. Quick, and I just wanted to go ahead and look in, and I just wanted to say hi to anyone in the chat just right now. And hello, Russell. Thank you for coming in and dropping by. I hope you're having a great night. Glad to see you. Well, I'm here to go ahead and just get right into things and to give my review of It's a Wonderful Knife. And to do let you know that I will do a really quick, short, non-spoiler review of that, and then I will go into my full review. This is a really hard movie, really, to not fully review without going into spoilers. And so I'll do a quick non-spoiler review, and then I will go ahead and do a countdown, and then to give people enough time to go ahead and leave. And that's also for those of you that are watching this in replay as well. Glad that you're joining us. And I'll give you that time to go ahead and you can leave the chat now, or also if you're watching this in replay, you can come back to this in replay once you've seen the movie. Just before I begin, before I forgot, I just wanted to go ahead and give my shout out to my dear friend Jamie Hart. She just won December 2023's Horror YouTuber of the Month. Congratulations, Jamie. I adore you, love you, and I'm so happy for you. You deserve it. So great that you won that. And it was a very honor for me to be a part of the nominees as well, but you so deserve that. And if I would highly recommend her channel, if you go to the home page of my channel, go down there, scroll down to the bottom to the section that's entitled Creators Den, hit the View All button, and you scroll through that list, you can find her website there. And I'll tell you, check her channel out. Click on that. She's great. She's an incredible lady, and I'm so happy for her. All right, I'm just going to go ahead and get started here. I've actually seen It's a Wonderful Life twice now, and both times I've seen it on Shudder. And I will have to say, my approach to reviews really are basically that I go in as my first time response, what my gut reaction is when I watch a film. I being part of the industry and being in show business for 47 years, it's sometimes very hard to shut that switch off. You're that critical eye, and I try to approach a film with that way. I don't come into it with any pre-existing expectations. That's for me personally, that's a pet peeve of mine. I just don't like doing that myself, and I don't enjoy a film when I do that. There's no way that a director, writer, producers, anyone involved in a film can fully meet everyone's expectations. It's just not going to happen. And so that's why I don't do that. I want to enjoy a film for what it is, and that's why I just come in and if I'm engaged in the story engages me, and I care about the characters. They're likable characters, especially the characters that are taking me through the story. That the story is about them. They're what we would call the central viewpoint character. Then that's great, and I'm happy for that. And with a horror film, it's kind of an interesting one. This is I think, a real interesting one. It sets itself as a comedy horror. Some people are actually saying that it's a satire on It's a Wonderful Life. I completely disagree with that. This is not a satire on the beloved classic 1946 Christmas film, It's a Wonderful Life. It takes its premise and that of a character that wishes that they had not been born, and being shown the consequences of that decision, what the world would be like without you in it. That's basically what the premise is for this film. That's what they've just taken, that portion, that premise of It's a Wonderful Life, and that's what they're doing. Basically, that's all. It's basically more of a satire, in my humble opinion, of the horror genre, especially the Christmas horror genre. I think they do a very good job of it. I really enjoyed. I want to say overall, I enjoyed this film. Period. I really enjoyed this film. And basically, the basic plot of it basically is just a young girl by the. But the first, I'll just let you know that it is directed by Tyler McIntyre. The writer is Michael Kennedy. And it basically deals with the main character of Winnie Carruthers, played by the incredible Jane Widdop. And we're basically, in this story, she saves the town from a serial killer dressed as an angel. And she saves the town. And a year later, after that, the bloodbath has ended. Her life has not turned out very well. And she basically one night, looking up at the the Northern Lights, she makes a wish that she had never been born. And that's the premise of the rest of the film, is that she is basically transported into an alternate universe that shows her the town and her hometown, what happens if she never existed. That's the basic premise, and I think they did a wonderful, wonderful job with this. I'll tell you, the film starts out, I mean, very nice and calm, really nice, and then all of a sudden, boom, it just starts. The killing spree starts. It just doesn't pull any punches, and it's amazing to me. It's absolutely amazing how it starts. And hey, Echo, welcome to the chat. Thank you so much for dropping by. It's good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while. Hope you're doing well. Hope you've been having a nice weekend and a nice Sunday evening. I'll just basically finish up just my non-spoiler portion of the review, and then I'll be going into the spoiler portion here in a moment. But I really, basically, as a general overall view of this film from a non-spoiler point of view, it's wonderful. I loved it. I thought I had a lot of fun, so much fun, and I'm very, very happy that it turned out the way it was. And I'm very pleased about that. And it's a fun movie. I think the kills are incredible, and they're not overstated. They're not over the top. And one thing I will state, I've heard a lot of, especially on some of the channels on YouTube, but most of heard a lot on Rotten Tomatoes, which is kind of normal for them, and other websites, that they think, well, the kills were boring, they were bland, they were too much CGI, it was over the top, and I completely disagree with that. Okay, you're talking to a person who has seen some bad CGI in his day. Let's talk about Jeepers Creepers Reborn. You talk about bad CGI. There's nothing like that in this film. And nothing compared to, I'm telling you, oh my gosh, do not get me started on Jigsaw. The final kill in that movie, talk about bad CGI. Ugh. Oh my gosh, it was awful. I love the Saw franchise, but that little tiny scene out of the entire franchise, just literally, I thought that was so out of place. But that's neither here nor there. But I think the kills were inventive and incredible, and I loved it. So now I'm going to go ahead now and get into the non-spoiler portion of the review, for those in the channel, but also for those that are on replay. If you have not seen the film, I'm going to give you just a chance here to go ahead and just take off, and you can come back to the stream or back to the instant replay so that the movie will not be spoiled for you. I'm going to do a countdown of 30 seconds, and then we're going to begin my full review with spoilers. Just a warning, okay? We'll be right back. All right, we're back. So for now, I'm going to go ahead and get into the spoilers. This review is going to be really spoiled. Be spoiled for you. So if you haven't yet, just you've been warned. I do want to share that. Thank you, Echo. I do agree with you 100% on that. I love Justin Long, and this movie, I'm telling you, he is absolutely incredible. He does play a good dickhead. I love it. He really does. Complete opposite of what he's done in Barbarian, what he's done in other films. It's so much fun to watch him. He's such an idiot in this film, and I loved every minute of it. It was just so incredible. I loved it. But basically, to begin, I think from the beginning to start with the film, the thing that I really loved about this film is the way it started. I could not believe it. It was all nice and sweet, and then they just got started. I mean, boom, from the first kill on. Oh my gosh, it's bang, boom, 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 boom. I mean, it was amazing how quickly it started. And especially, I have to give kudos. Oh my gosh, that candy cane kill. Wow. That was, I mean, my gosh, I found myself almost giggling, and I'm like, bad, Jason, bad. It's not funny, but in some ways it was. Oh my gosh, I could not get over that kill. Um, but it also ended so quickly as well. Oh my gosh. I could not believe how it ended so quickly. She killed the bad guy, and of course, I'm going to reveal it. I mean, these are spoilers. Of course, it's the the horrible, horrible villain of our piece. Henry Waters, played by the great Justin Long. I think that wasn't a real shocker for me. I was not shocked about that. I kind of had that figured out in the first, but I kind of liked that. I thought, oh, this is interesting. This is a different way to go. A horror film we reveal. I mean, Scream 7 did it, but didn't do much with it. But this one, we're going with it. I thought, what the hey? I think it's absolutely incredible. And you start to get to know the family and her family, the main character's family. And I have to give kudos to that. I mean, the actors in this were so great. I mean, the great Jane Widdop is Winnie Carruthers. First time I've seen her. I know she has other credits to her, but she is absolutely amazing in this film. I loved her. I fell in love with her from the moment I met her. I felt so bad for her in this film. But the rest of her family, the great Joel McHale, played by David Carruthers as her father, was amazing. I love Joel. I think he's an amazing actor. I think if you haven't gotten to check out television-wise, you need to go check on the television series The Great Outdoors. It was only played one season, but I'm telling you, it was hilarious. He plays a Gen Xer like me and has to contend in an office situation with a bunch of millennials. It's absolutely hilarious. He was just so funny in that. But he played a great dad to Jane Widdop's character, as well as later on throughout the show, you're going to see different characters coming out that really stood out. Each of the characters, even how big or small, they were great. They were all played by great actors. I think the cast was amazing. But the great Aiden Howard that played Jimmy Carruthers, Jane's sister, I'm doing great. Ha! Freudian slip. Brother was also amazing. He was great. And the one thing I love about this was the fact that we've gotten so far, I mean, into films now and accepting that you finally have a gay character that is not the butt of a joke. And he was a normal kid, and which I love the fact that it wasn't, yeah, he was gay, but that wasn't the point. He was a member of the football team. Everybody accepted him. Normal teenage kid going through whatever normal teenage kids go through, but it just happened to be gay. And I thought it was very endearing. He was an endearing character. And I love the relationship between him and Winnie. I really do. And hey, Cora Cat, Larry, great to have you here. So glad that you joined us. Hope you're having a good Sunday evening. Hope you've had a great weekend. I'm going through now my full review, which will have spoilers as well. So, and but I love the cast. Also the Erin Boyes played Judy Carruthers. I really enjoyed her as well. And this is a really great family. It was a fun family, and I really enjoyed their characters. But then slowly, when, of course, over a year, the movie shifts to a year later after the killings, and things are much different. Winnie did not get accepted in the program at NYU that she wanted, and things are not happening for her. And her parents and her brother are starting to just completely forget everything that ever happened. They put it out of their mind, out of sight, out of mind. They don't want to deal with it. They said, it's over with. Let's get on with our life. And it seems very strange to Winnie. It doesn't for me. I've gone through that. I lost both my parents, but I also lost two dear friends of my family members that were both murdered in cold blood. I know what that feels like. I do. And some people just deal with it in strange ways. And one of them is just to forget about it. And this is, for me, very normal. And Joel and Catherine and Aiden, those three actors really did a good job of playing their characters in that way of dealing with the deaths of their friends. And so that's basically what's happening. And the premise, of course, is that she goes and wishes one night on the Aurora Boreal, the Northern Lights. Good grief, I can't even talk tonight. And wishes that she had never been born. And thus we have the rest of the story. She's thrown into a different alternate reality where she wasn't there to save the town from Henry Waters, from Justin Long's character. and the consequences of that. And what I loved about this was through the avenue of comedy and horror, we were able to deal with the great subject of the humanity of this piece, which I think is great. Scream did it, showed the humanity side of the victims, the people that were being victimized and hurt by the events of a slasher. And I really the theme of this basically is the value of one life, that each person has a value, great value, and that's what I really loved about this piece. And the way they did it was not maudlin or saccharine in any way. It was just simple. And throughout the film, this builds and builds to that. And when she gets, what I really loved, the main part of this part of the film is I love the detective work trying to find out how to bring Henry Waters to justice. And she's going through this time and trying to find out how we're going to do this. He's got this town mesmerized because she wasn't there to stop him. He's using money. He's bought the whole town out, and basically that's very akin to take another homage to the original "It's a Wonderful Life" with the character of Mr. Potter, played by the incredible Lionel Barrymore. They took this character from the original and took him to a whole different level, a different extreme within the horror genre. That type of character, a powerful millionaire, in this guy probably a billionaire in this case, in Henry Waters' case, and he really just completely took over the town. They're trying to think, how are they going to do this, because he's going to he's fooling everybody. And so that whole crux of the film, I'm going to keep this short, I don't want to keep this much longer, this review, but their adventure on trying to find out how to get him to come to justice so that she can get back to reality again, and hopefully maybe change it back to where it should have been. And so that's the crux of the story, and I really loved this journey. And the big thing about this was her teaming up with the character of Bernie, played by the wonderful Jess McLeod. I loved this character. I loved her and Winnie's chemistry. I really did. They became great friends by the end of that film, and I loved that relationship. That to me was the power behind this film, is these two incredible young girls win in the end, and how they do it, and how they finally are brave enough to work together to get rid of the evil in their town. The one thing I will give applause to for the writers was when it was revealed later on, when they were trying to find out who the killer was, and they were attacked by the killer, and when he was revealed that it was not Henry Waters, that it was in fact her father, David. That threw me for a loop. I was kind of expecting maybe something that might be someone, a drone, or maybe someone, but I did not expect it. And I give applause to the writer and the director for this one. I was like, what? This took this to a whole different level. And I think in kind of satirizing that character of Mr. Potter in the original "It's a Wonderful Life," but taking him to a whole new extreme, that basically it was satirizing the horror genre of turning people into zombies. I mean, even their eyes, how they looked in that final town scene, I thought that was incredible. That was great. It was awesome. And it really put Winnie through a complete different, the way she had to go through that and having to kill her dad. I thought that was absolutely incredible. That's what I loved about this film, is they took very brave turns in this and went for it with no fear. They just went for it. And in the end, I got, as an audience member, a very satisfying film experience. I loved this film from beginning to end. The characters were great. Everything was great. They won in the end, and she was able to get back her family and return back. And no matter what anybody says, that's my reaction to this. I love this. On Letterboxd, I did give it 5 stars, and I mean every bit of it. This is very rewatchable for me. I can see myself watching this every year. At Christmas time, I'm going to buy a copy of it when it is available now. So next payday, I'm going to buy my copy of it. I really enjoyed this, and I'm very happy to recommend it to anyone. And this was a very fun time for me, and it's been a long time since I've seen an original horror film that paid homage to other horror films and other films, and took a premise that could be quite dangerous, taking that a whole, not a horror film, and doing an homage to it, and taking the premise of it and putting it into a horror film. That could be very risky, and as far as I'm concerned, this incredible director, Tyler McIntyre, and the writer Michael Kennedy did a very good job, in my humble opinion. And also, but for those of you that have seen it, let me know in the chat or in the after the stream. Let me know in the comments what you thought of it. I'd love to hear your comments on what you thought of the film. And I just think it's a very fun premise, and I know it's getting mixed reviews. But for me, I highly recommend this film. It's absolutely incredible and so much fun. That's all I can say for it. But I want to thank you all for being here. Appreciate that. This is actually my first live review, and I think I'm going to be doing a lot of my reviews this way. It's just easier, get them done, and to have people in the chat and be able to enjoy my on-the-spot review. It's much easier for me than trying to do a long video and edit a video. That drives me crazy. But for those of you now that are following the channel, we do have my next big event that's happening up. It's coming. It's already coming. And I'll go ahead and bring that up here real quick here. Is my JTN Holiday Fest 2023. It's here. And our first episode is going to be happening this Tuesday at 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. We're going to be watching George C. Scott's incredible performance as Ebenezer Scrooge in that version of A Christmas Carol. It is my favorite version of A Christmas Carol as far as a dramatic rendering of that piece. It's absolutely incredible. And I hope that you'll be with us. Come with me and join me on that. And I'm really looking forward to that. That's the beginning of that that Holiday Fest. And hope that you'll enjoy it. I think if you haven't seen it, you're in for a treat. It's I think a very, very well done adaptation of that. And thank you for sharing that, Echo. And he went to Mercer Island High School and is a class of 1991. And he also went there, but you're a class of 1997. Oh, shoot. Oh, well, that's pretty neat. That's awesome. Joe McHale, I absolutely love him. Oh, my gosh. I mentioned before, if you haven't seen the television series, check it out. The Great Outdoors. Oh, my gosh. He is hilarious in that. Absolutely hilarious. I really loved him in this film. All righty. Well, and thank you. Well, that's awesome. I hope you enjoy it when you see it. Let me know what you thought about it when you have to see the film. I'm excited. I'm excited for more things in the 2024 horror films like this, some original ideas, things like that. I am waiting, of course, because I can't afford to go to the theaters. When it does come out on video, I will watch Thanksgiving. Oh, I'm crossing my fingers because I just did not have a good experience with Eli Roth in the past, particularly Hostel. I just could not handle the violence in that. I just couldn't. It just, for me personally, this wasn't for me. It wasn't my cup of tea. So I'm really, I can handle violence. I mean, I've seen some really violent films. Trust me. Believe me, if there's a good story, that's what I'm looking for. And good. And definitely thank you for that. Yeah, I'm hearing a lot of great things. I'm looking forward to seeing it. Give that a chance and see what happens with it. I think it's a great premise. And it looks absolutely fantastic. The trailer was very well done. I loved it, the trailer. But alrighty, well, I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. And thank you. I hope you enjoyed this, and hope that you've enjoyed this in the watch, and you're watching it in instant replay. And if you haven't seen it, I highly recommend you go out and see It's a Wonderful Life. It's a fun, fun film. All right, until next time, I hope you all have a great week. And just please remember that you are enough. You are more than enough. It's amazing how enough you really are. Don't ever forget that. Thank you so much for coming, and you all have a great evening and a great week. Good night, everybody. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned to this channel. Please remember to hit the like button. It helps with the algorithms. as well as the subscribe button so that you can be notified when these videos and future ones get posted to the channel. I have also set up a Patreon for this channel. For just a small $5 monthly donation, you can receive some really nice benefits and help the channel to grow. Thank you for supporting the channel in any way that you can. And remember, you are of infinite worth. This world needs you in it. And don't ever let any of the foolishness out there steal your bliss. Until next time, this is Jason the Nice One. Talk with you soon. Peace.